Hello everybody and welcome back to the Fire Emblem Path of Radiance Footlock playthrough. Let's get started with the fighting, shall we? Less. Mostly to help out your support rank with Ike, which I saw couldn't go up. Meanwhile, I'm going to move Ileana back. Mordecai, get up here. I don't think either of these guys can reach the edge of the ship quite yet. So, Boyd, you also get back there, and Zahark, you should be fine right here. Although, I would like, if that is the case, Goose Slayer right there. You're speed is 16, how fast are you? 16, damn. Okay. Some of these birds are faster than the others, that's for sure. In the meantime, equip this sharp stick, and you just keep the halberd equipped. And we roll Finn a little bit closer, and yeah, that's turn one. You can complete this chapter a lot faster, particularly if you have a flyer, namely Marcia, go over to Seeker. But doing so is not quite as easy to do. Particularly on if you have no, if you're doing the challenge that I am, which is foot units only. In the meantime, bringing Mordecai may have been a liability, especially putting him up where he did. We'll see. In the meantime, Reese, that's not quite enough to do what I was hoping for. Leth takes barely any damage, thank the Lord. And yeah, this is more than enough to kill. Boyd's also definitely not fast enough to double most of the enemies here, as you've got what, 14, 15, yeah. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna move you right here. That should help protect Mordecai. And let's see, how much power do I have to put into you? The steel bow is enough to kill, so that's what I'm going to use. Rolf is by and far going to get his best time to shine here, although this is basically his only time to shine, as it's going to be a while before there's a lot of extra flyers. But any bonus damage is definitely appreciated in this chapter, as there are a lot, and I mean a lot, of random flying units. For now, I think I'll end the turn here. Yeah. Actually, I might move Boyd down here. Yeah, I'll move Boyd down here. And just equip the Iron Axe. And we'll leave it at that. Not much else to do. In the meantime, nice dodge Boyd, and that big axe swing says everything. Meanwhile, Zahark, ouch. Nice hit. And Zahark, please dodge. Yep. And nice hit. And to make matters even worse, it seems like Jill followed us. Interesting. Disgusting half-breeds, as she calls them. But she's not a red unit like last time. She's a green unit. So that means something interesting's up. I haven't shown this screen off yet, but I believe... Oh, nope, doesn't even show us here. Huh. I don't know why she's a green unit, then. Well, I know the answer, but I figured I'd keep playing this some mystery for you guys. Meanwhile, Mordecai, get back here and smite Reese. So that way... Is Ileana strong enough? Not quite. Thrawn, you should be, on the other hand. I don't think it mattered which direction I went, because Reese... Get over here and heal up Z-Hark in particular. Meanwhile, Nephany. If I move Ike over, could. Meanwhile, I could reach it anyways. Z-Hark with the Lagoo Slayer. This Raven. Yeah, Z-Hark and Rolf should be gaining a ton of EXP from this chapter. Fairly nicely done, Z-Hark. Wow. I might even consider trying to max out your defense for Radiant Dawn, but it's a bit early to see if I can commit to that plan. I kind of want to, but we'll see. I can't kill with a longbow, but I can use your bow, which is probably my best option for the time being, as that deals lots of damage. And that clears everybody off on the decks right now. And next turn I can heal up Leth and we'll go from there. In the meantime, we have another bird. Frickin' crows. Aye. In the meantime, I'm gonna move Z-Hark back here. While people get closer. It's also worth noting that this would also be a good chapter if you want to try and train up Boyd's bow rank, but as aforementioned, foot units only, so he's gonna be axe user for a while, and mono axes. In the meantime, I'm gonna end the turn, as there's not a lot to do. I can't exactly fly. Meanwhile, Jill. And she joins us. But rules are rules for a reason, in the words of Grail. So, she's not going to see that much usage. But let's go over her real quick. Jill, I've always been kind of halfway between recommending and not. And that's because her starting stats are not as great as they look. She has the Lagoo's Guard, which definitely helps for this chapter. But she's weighed down by her Iron Lance, and her stats are not that great, even relative to her level and joining time. And her growth rates are kind of on the shaky side, is generally how I feel about it. But that's how I feel. You guys might feel a completely different way. In the meantime, I'm just going to move her back here. I'll strip the rest of her stuff at the beginning of the next chapter. And I'll worry about that then. In the meantime, Z-Hark. You go there, and Rolf, I'll have you stand behind Z-Hark, and we'll call it, and we'll leave it at that. In the meantime, more birds are flying in. And Seeker's starting to move, which is good. This chapter basically ends as soon as Seeker dies, if I'm not mistaken. In the meantime, we got a secret book. Very nice. I gotta pay attention now. As Jill, I need you off the side of the boat because I don't want you getting into combat. And Ileana, I'm gonna move you there. Gonna just move you right there. And Boyd, you could literally just sit right here, I think. Yeah. Nope, never mind. Rolf, let's see. This bird's over there, this bird's over here. I'm just gonna move Rolf. I'm gonna move Rolf over here for the moment. And let's see. Z-Hark got hit, so Reese, heal him up. Do you have anything? Nope. Did the other guy that spawned in have something? Yes, that is important. That is a Seraph Robe. I have a fairly good idea of who I'm going to give it to. Miss Nephany. As Seraph Robes are useful. Meanwhile, the birds. I'll move it in on positions. Let's see. What can I do? I think Ike and Seeker are perfectly fine. Staff. Leth is unhurt. Oh, she gained 2 EXP, or 2 HP. I wasn't paying attention. That's even better. Meanwhile, Rolf. Just enough to kill, and that's how I like it. Rolf, you're shining like very bright. I kind of wish other stats went up though. That's all. Back up, less, and Ike. I will get Seeker over here as much as I can. Because I believe Seeker is. And Z-Hark, I'll move you back here. That should keep everybody out of the right ranges, with Ike being able to fight this crow. In the meantime, I have a feeling that Z-Hark will be able to pick up the kill. But that's just me. Also, Adept is such a useful skill. Level up Z-Hark. Come on, something good. Very good. You're leveling up very well. And I'm going to shove the Seraph in the convoy for the time being. Meanwhile, Reese actually shove Z-Hark in this case. In the meantime, how much damage can you deal? 10 with your bow, eh? Ike, I'm not that worried. You're like Tankosaurus Rex right now. And Rolf, if you do the honors. Plunder under King Nasala's orders, eh? And he failed, quite miserably. Level up Rolf. Please, for the love of God, get something good. Okay. Probably gonna have to rig your strength for a level up or 2. Because you don't want to do it in the field. But that's okay. As much as I want to say it's not. However, in this case, chapter's basically wrapping up. And yeah, the Lagoose Slayer, any bows, it'll make clean work of this chapter. I could probably kill you with like an iron sword, yeah. No problems whatsoever. I am ending up with a very blessed Z-Hark, that is for sure. Also put in the convoy. Coins do nothing in Path of Radiance, but if you transfer data over to Radiant Dawn, it's kind of important to note. Those croats made for fierce opponents, not really at all. Meanwhile, the ship is completely immobilized in the reef. Instead, Ike goes onto the land, not realizing that that is Goldoan territory. Well, nothing doing sitting around, but Nasir is going to show Ike the problem, the error of his ways. Meanwhile, Nasir is going to hide. Huh. Weird that he's not trying to be a diplomat. In the meantime, the ship is run aground. That is true. But that is a Bjork affair. And time for us to meet what tribe lives here. Dragons. Meanwhile, somebody who seems to be of higher authority seems to be here. Prince Kurthnaga. We meet again. So, thanks to some Kilvis pirates, our ships run aground. Can you lend us any help? Meanwhile, he's being addressed in a direct manner and taken off guard. And Ike's at least apologizing for being discourteous. But Kurtnaga seems to not mind it as much. Also, Kurtnaga has a nice symbol in his forehead, kind of like Soren and Nasir. Huh. I wonder if they have some relation to dragons. But wait, Lagoos don't use tools of Bjork, like tomes. It's interesting. Maybe, perhaps, Soren is related to dragons? I don't know. It hasn't exactly been explored yet what it is for a Bjork and a Lagoos to have a child. Meanwhile, they're huge, incredible, and strong. But they're known for their longevity. Meanwhile, everything I learned comes from books. Goldo itself no longer has contact with the outside world. Seeing them now is like a dream indeed. She's saying you got lucky. For once, your recklessness actually got us out of trouble, which is amazing. Meanwhile, ship is safely turned back around without any harm. However, no structural damage to the ship, which is actual good news. Thank you, Kurtnaga. Meanwhile, extra supplies is always appreciated. And Gareth, the attendant of Kurtnaga, seems to be helping. But Ike is at the very least trying to be kind and courteous. Sweet courtesy in ever the herald of hospitality. But it's interesting. Regardless, Kurtnaga saved our butts, and I'm actually kind of happy that we got introduced to Goldoa here. However, if I've made you uncomfortable, so if you feel you must decline. Still, it is nice for Kurtnaga to be nice. And yeah, Nasir undoubtedly wants to leave as soon as possible. Thank you, indeed. Kurtnaga is strangely enough both not important to this story and very important to the story of Tellius as a whole. May we have a safe journey indeed. It's a little bit weird. Ravens attacked, and then Goldoan saved us. It's weird. It's strange seeing how the Lagoos are not exactly united, per se. But there's no telling who's good and evil, just like Bjork. It's easy to reduce them all to good or evil, but it's not as simple as that. Danes are evil and Crimeans are not. Simple as that. There were those prejudiced fools we met in the port. They weren't that honorable. Maybe you're right. Much of what seems good and evil is simply a matter of perspective, Ike. Very true, as one person's evil is another person's good. So, can't exactly disagree with Nasir. I thought it'd be better if he stayed below in his cabin. That's an understatement, as you yourself are a dragon, and quite old at that. Meanwhile, Soren seems to also have been bothered by the dragons. But it's interesting to say the least. Meanwhile, he's going to think, well, Alencia wants to stay with him. Oh, I've always wondered one thing about the story is, did Alencia ever have a crush on Ike? And yeah, I'm not surprised that I lost some bonus experience. Or at least I think I did, I'm not quite sure. But yeah, that's chapter 12. While I leave you with the thought of Alencia having a crush on Ike. Thank you for watching, everybody. Please hit the like, comment, and subscribe buttons, as well as hit the notification bell to stay up to date. I'll see you in the next part.